hive cluster is under attack.
Live for the swarm.
Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be ASL 15 champion JYJ versus Hero. Here on Shakuras Temple, bottom right going to be JYJ. He did win the most recent ASL. He is an incredible player. And the bottom left we have Hero. He's an incredible player with a long list of Premier Tournament history. And I kind of feel like this is going to be a good game because RJB said it would. So check out RJB. He sends me amazing replays. Check him out at youtube.com/@RJB_TV. Let him know Falcon sent ya. Hit the subscribe button over there as well. You can hit the subscribe button here because I am here 6 times a week with StarCraft Brood War content. And we got Steve the SCV merchandise at falconpaladin.store as well as Terry the Overlord merchandise. What up, Terry? Long time staple here on the Falcon Paladin channel, and it's a proxy here on this 4-player map. Aggression. I will say it's aggression, not a proxy. Just a little bit of a proxy here from JYJ. Zergs often feel very safe to go hatch first on a giant 4-player map, and Terrans like to do a little bit of a proxy to kill them for feeling safe. What's going on in the Falcon Paladin household? My kids are off school for the year. I don't have to wake up at 6:30 in the morning and get them to the bus stop anymore. So thumbs up for that. Hatch first, by the way, out of Hero. Cool stuff. And we'll see if this SCV goes out. Just scout the right direction to see what's going on. Ooh, second SCV coming in. Yeah, this feels like we're hunting, doesn't it? SCV goes left. This SCV goes north. Marine production happening. Yeah, man, we're seeing this a bunch on the channel. This is kind of something that we're seeing a bunch of, right? This hatch firsting Zerg 4-player map. And then, look at this drone. This is why you worker scout Zergs. Beautiful. Sees the barracks positioning, sees the Marine. Says, So I might, he cancels his gas, immediately says. The goal here is to get Lings out and try to replace drones as they die. Getting gas is not a priority at the moment for me. So that is a good read on the situation here by Hero. But I mean, I feel like I've cast more Hero games for Zerg than any other Zerg on the channel. I really do. Hero has been such a staple in the StarCraft community for so long. All right, here we go. The drones are fighting. We know how this goes. We've seen it a bunch on the channel recently, I feel like. Okay, so 2 groups split up. Dude, you can't really deal with 2 Marine. This is a lot of lost mining time, dude. He's just trying to buy time, I guess, for Lings to pop. And he's going for it. Full send. Get in there. Get him. And yeah. So the Marines are going to die. But my gosh, that's a lot of... bunch of dead drones there too, though. And a ton of lost mining time. Ooh, last drone snipe there at the end. And the Lings pop out. And the drones are like, yeah, we did our... we did your job for you guys. Oh, yeah, the bunker. No chance of that coming up, was it? No. We did your job for you, boys. Get on out there and try to get some damage done on the other side here. That's why there is, in fact, a bunker coming up before Command Center, although JYJ is going to start that now. There it is. So second base coming in. The aggression didn't necessarily work out, but it did, it killed some drones. A lot of lost mining time there. And actually forcing the Marines all the way back here. Ooh, sniping the SCV, building the bunker, but can't quite do that again. Yeah, no. Bunker finishes, Marines get inside. Everything is cool here and safe for JYJ. Gas getting rebuilt for the Zerg player. Terry the Overlord heading down to where he knows the Terran player is now. He'll get there eventually. He's slow, but he's steady. He'll make it there. Supply depot here from JYJ. So, yeah, beautiful. Walling this off. Ling run buys are basically impossible at this stage. You might be able to get like 1 Ling into the main base of the Terran if you sacrifice 6 of them, but that's just not something that most Zerg players want to do. These Lings are just here to make sure that any Marine aggression that comes out, the Lings are aware of it. They'll report that back to the Overmind. And the Zerg player will be ready. Engineering bay. Wow. So it's a pretty quick engineering bay, considering the lair just started for the Zerg player Hero. It's going to be a +1 upgrade pretty quick here out of JYJ. But, man, this guy, how good is he, man? How good is he? What a run he made through ASL 15 as well. You know what? I'm going to look up that resume in particular here. Bop, bop, ba, bop, ASL 15. I'm not trying to say ask. Cool. Africa StarCraft League Remastered Season 15. So let's see the resume on this dude, shall we? Man, Royal was back. He's the ASL 14 winner. Round of 24 had Bisu, Snow, Jadong, Queen's in here. Light, JYJ, Stork, Saxry. Incredible talent all the way through. JYJ in particular took down Sulky and Hero to get to the finals against mine, the fellow Terran player. So, yeah, man. I mean, they were a close series. He 3-2'd Sulky and he 4-3'd Hero. So it's not like he just ruffle stomped him. It's not like his TVZ is elite, best TVZ ever. It's just good enough to barely get past Soma and Hero, two of the greatest Zerg players in the world right now. So no shame in that. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do here. We know he's capable of taking a map off Hero. We know Hero's very capable of taking a map off him as well, though, considering that map score, right? A 4-3. What a series. Man, I'd love to cast some ASL replays, but they don't release their replays. GSL does. GSL started doing that, but that's StarCraft 2. You don't care about it anyway. Yeah, man, this is just normal stuff, isn't it? Barracks, SK Terran, very much happening. Will we see battle cruisers? Battle cruisers don't have the best of experience in TVZ lately. Like, their win rate against Zerg is not good. Seems like more science vessels would always be better than making some battle cruisers. I don't know. Zerg just seem to have a good handle on those big guys. The big Russians. The battle cruiser operational indeed. So Spire finishing up, which means turrets need to begin around now, and they are. So, yep, JYJ knows the timings. Macro hatch here means we're probably going to get about 9 mutas. Bam, 9 mutas. Look at that. Look at that sick timing here from Hero. He even got proxied. He even had to deal with a bunker up here. He needed to fight with his drones, and his timing is still just perfect. Loving that. Loving that so much. Anyway. Marines, medics out. As previously mentioned, the +1 attack is on the way and almost complete because of the engineering bay timing. These guys say we would much rather engage with the Mutalisks out in the middle of the map than try to defend our SCVs back home. And by popping out here, we keep the mutas from getting on top of our SCVs, right? It's good for us. Range just kicked in there, too, from JYJ. The mutas felt that. Yeah, the current meta does really seem to be send your Marines and your medics out. Maybe don't make a beeline for the natural base. Maybe don't try to kill the third base instantly. But just, you know, keep the mutas at home a little bit. Keep the mutas out in the middle of the map. Let's see. Never mind. Hero says, screw that. We're going to pop on in here to where there are 2 turrets firing away. Never mind. That did not go well for me at all. And JYJ says, oh, okay, if you want to attack into the brick wall that I've got defending my natural base here, by all means. I'll start heading up to your third base, and I'll kill it. Oh, man. How many times have we seen a Zerg player lose the game after losing that third base immediately? It is a very high percentage of situations like that. I don't think there's any way he saves it. I think that's a canceled third. Oh, this is... Oh. Yeah, that's a mistake from Hero. He should have been picking away here at the edges of this group so they didn't feel safe enough to head up to the third base. But now it's dead. Now it's totally dead. These Lings can't do anything about this. Lurker aspect is on the way, but nowhere near completing. And yeah, third base. Okay, so we can just go home now, everybody. Wait! Wait a second. Did he save it? What? Oh, dude. I think that was a massive mistake from JYJ. He should have... If you kill that third base, you're almost guaranteed to win. Your army got wiped out anyway. Turning around to fight the mutas and the Lings there was a terrible decision from ASL champion JYJ. Was Falcon criticizing a decision made by an ASL champion? You betcha. I absolutely am. Dude, I really think he could have killed that if he just focused it. It would have been close. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I feel like if his Marines, especially if they kind of like got up here, leaving some medics behind, maybe leaving like a Marine and a couple of medics back here, swinging up here, bam, focus, 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 stim, stim, stim. And guess what? Now there's Lurker eggs on the ramp, and now you can't kill it. Rough. Rough go. And by that I mean, you can't. Although, if you're firing on these, when that lurker pops and you kill it fast enough... I mean, the goal here is not to kill the lurker egg. Although, boy, howdy, with all the stim happening here. Maybe it is. Yeah, lurker dead. Oh, they were backup lurkers, man. Good luck. You're not breaking through this natural base either. There's 4 sunkens here. Oh, Hero's got his hive almost done at 10 minutes. You know how good it is to be able to get to Plague and get to Dark Swarm at 10 minutes. I mean, it's not 10 minutes. It's like 11 or 12. But if you delay your hive, you delay that incredible tech, that mind-bending, game-changing tech that Zerg players all love. This Ling Muta stage has lasted a lot longer than I think it had any right to here against somebody as good as JYJ. So yeah, SK Terran, Defiler rounds on the way for you. Good thing your Irradiate has gotten started. Irradiate's actually not that long of an upgrade. It'll get here before Consume is done and before Plague is done. So Science Vessels will have a bit of time in the sun here. Are you seriously? Wow, okay. Oh, this Muta defense in conjunction with these Sunkens is so good. I mean, the Sunkens are doing what they can, but yo, these are stimmed Marines. These are stimmed Marines with 1-1 upgrades. Medic support here too. But just bought enough time for the lurkers to pop. Ooh, that last Sunken getting burned down at the last possible second there. Good stuff. Good stuff here. So JYJ is doing a good job getting just last little hits, right? Killing the last drone before he retreated from that failed proxy. Getting that last Sunken before retreating from the failed attack onto the second base. So he's not winning these engagements, but he's getting some good value out of them. He's getting as much value out of it as he can. I would say he is squeezing value out of it as much as he can. Nidus Canal to connect the third base to Homeland, and there it is. But yeah, like I said, Irradiate's done. Consume's about halfway done. Adrenal's getting started. Well, thank goodness for Queen not forgetting about Adrenal. But seriously, though, check out RJB, man. He is an awesome dude. He has so much passion for StarCraft, so much knowledge about StarCraft. YouTube.com/@RJB_TV. Go say hello. All right, let the Irradiates begin flowing. It's like spice in Dune. Dune Part 2 comes out this fall. Oh, Scourge? No, bad. Bad Scourge. You gotta be more sneaky than that. You can't come from the direction of the base. You gotta come from like this way. Ah! Here comes our Terran player. He's just kind of walking into Lurker Spines. Oh gosh, and then he loses both of the Science Vessels. Ugh, sloppy engage there from JYJ. I don't like that at all. Yeah, man. I thought maybe he thought he'd irradiated all the lurkers, but there are 2 here that have not been irradiated. And so the lurker spines alone, I think we're going to hold that. And then a Dark Swarm pops, so it's even worse. And then they're so busy retreating, the Science Vessels get left behind, and ouch. Yeah, I think Hero's fine. Hero's feeling pretty comfortable here, right? He's down 57 to 43 workers, but that's normal stuff. Third base coming in from our Terran, maybe even going for a 4th base, top right here too. How many lurkers? Only 1 lurker top of this ramp, but guess who's coming out of the Nidus? Quickly! Quickly. He's not stacking them, which I feel like, I don't know, every Zerg player should probably just do, period. Like, out of principle for the thing, right? That Defiler's going to die without contributing anything to the war effort. Maybe he threw up this Dark Swarm down here. Maybe that was the same dude. I don't know. All the Defilers look the same to me because I am Zerg racist. Actually, it's Speciesist. Nope. It's... Yeah, I guess it is. Speciesist. I don't know, man. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. We're just going to move on. Yeah, so SK Terran, pretty traditional stuff. Groups of Marines, medics, running across the map. Trying to use significant and improved firepower to burn down these Zerglings with their +2 attack and their +1 armor. These Lings do have Adrenal, but a lot of Zergs recently have been foregoing upgrades of attack and armor variety to go for that, go for Adrenal first. And as a result, these are 0/0 Lings with Adrenal. So, enough elite Zerg players are doing this that I feel like it's got to be good. Just weirds me out, man. I just feel like for the longest time, they'd at least have +1 armor. Sometimes they'd have 1/1 and Adrenal. That was nice. That factory just got sniped, which isn't that annoying. I mean, I guess you need the factory if you want to build more starports, which got 3. That's probably enough Oh boy, it's a physics lab on a science facility. Oh boy, battle cruisers in the future here. So, man, current meta, battle cruiser heavy, and I just don't know that it's that successful. But look at this fourth base, man. JYJ is third basing it, fourth basing it. He's scanning like a absolute god here too, though. And Dark Swarm. Okay, fine. Plaguing 2 Marines. It's about as good as you're going to get. Oh, nice plague down here, too. Look at all these Hydras. Interesting. I mean, they're very good at killing Plague Marines because everything is good at killing Plague Marines. You can, like, spit on those guys and they'll die. Just blow gently on them and they will explode. So, maybe turn these into Lurkers? I just feel like the traditional thing to do with these Hydras is to turn them into Lurkers, but no. I'm staring at them. They remain Hydralisks. We're not getting missile attack upgrades. Oh, just kidding, we are. So, 1-1 Hydras. More radiates here. This fourth base is coming up, though, from the Zerg, but he is down big time. 4 basing Terran, 3.5-ish basing Zerg. Macro hatches up. You know how much Falcon is happy about the macro hatches. So happy about the macro hatches. Just Zergs consistently making macro hatches have a much better time than those that don't. Dark Swarm up. Science Vessel sniped. Beautiful snipe. And has to kill his own Defiler and Hydra, I think, there. So the Radiate doesn't do any more damage to his own Hydralisks. Or they might have just died on their own. Who knows? Slow Overlords. Interesting here at 16 minutes. Usually we have the speed upgrade for Overlords done by now, but nope. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, that was a good plague. 4 science vessels. Catch that plague. Yes. Yes, sir or madam. That is the case. Yeah, I think my channel, according to YouTube demographics, is about 2.5% female on the subscriber count. That's assuming people are telling the truth about what gender they are when they're signing up for YouTube, which I don't know how accurate that is, how many people are lying about it. But I guess it makes sense. I would think that most video game-centric channels are probably around that area, unless we're talking about Animal Crossing or like Pokemon or... I don't know. I mean, look. As these Hydras are showing why Hydras aren't very popular against SK Terran as they flee for their lives from a giant group of Marines and Firebats. Yeah, pull back to the Dark Swarm. And Dark Swarm, go. Nice, there it is. And Scourge, no, does not connect on the science vessels. Plague sure does, though. Ooh, it's a nice plague. So back to my original thought I was just saying. I know there are plenty of girls that play games like StarCraft, right? Love games like BioShock, Mass Effect, Dragon Age. I mean, I don't know if there's a game series that there are no girls that are huge fans of it. So I get it. I'm just saying, demographically, statistically, the space is generally dominated by dudes. That's all. Oh, medics are like, we're dying, but give us a purpose. Allow us. This is so many Hydras. I don't know. RGB said this is like a very current meta style game, but like I haven't seen somebody try to go this many Hydras against SK Terran in a long time. Look at him adding tanks in here because of the Hydra count. That's right. Look at these Marines getting inside the Dark Swarm. That means you're going to get plagued, guys. Maybe don't be this close. Oh, nice snipe on that Defiler. And that Hydra standing too close, taking that splash damage. So yeah, Terran buddy, he is still making science vessels. So ye old physics lab is just, it's a threat at this stage. I wonder if the physics lab was intended for the Zerg player to see it and then go heavier into anti-air, and then the anti-air is not necessary because it's actually tanks. And he had to rebuild some factories to make siege tanks, didn't he? Yeah, he lost a factory that was floating out here, so he had to make 2 more. In order to get this tank stuff happening. Do they have upgrades? Heck no, we're not upgrading. Just kidding. We are. We're getting vehicle weapons level 1. Friendo. There you go. Dark Swarm Lings. Adrenal Lings on your tanks. Goodbye. 2-2 Lings, too. Not bad. Nice plague. Oh, that's a juicy plague target right here, but not able to get that off, unfortunately. Hydras, once again, just 2-2 Hydras fighting against Marines. They don't have medic support, and it's kind of in smaller numbers overall. I kind of like it for the Hydras, but SK Terran is very rarely in smaller numbers at this stage of the game. Oh, gosh. Tried to juke back in. That's a good juke. Oh, wow. Okay, so they both took a hit there. And then they're plagued. All right. This is absolute chaos right now. We've just got small-scale engagements. Bottom of the map, top side of the map. Another expansion here from JYJ. His macro has been insane. And how do you win ASLs? You have insane macro and insane micro and insane decision-making, right? Gotta have all three of those things if you're going to win an ASL against a stacked group like it was this year. Well, for 15 anyway. There's more than one of these a year. Nice plague up. I don't know. I mean, at this point of the game, I just think Hero's done everything he needs to do to win it. I'm not going to make any guarantees or anything, but he hasn't lost a base yet. He really hasn't lost any number of drones after that initial engagement. And like JYJ is trying to go for this hybrid marine tank thing, which it's not mech, it's not SK Terran. It's kind of a little bit of a between the lines here play. That said, Hero's insistence on making Hydralisks is not sitting well with me. I can really only think of about a couple macro games where the Terran is obviously going for a marine medic tank heavy comp. And the Zerg player is like, yes, Marines are Hydralisks are the answer to those Marines. And it's like, kind of. Like, I'm not going to hate on it, but it's just not as effective as generally I feel like it should be. I don't know. I don't feel like Hydra should be that fantastic against Marines. They have guns, for heaven's sakes. For lore reasons alone. This is another... Lurkers are like, all right, we're going to die, but let's get a couple spines off, boys. And they did. A couple good spines off. Yeah, so this is kind of traditional. Zerg player is fighting tooth and nail here, barely staying alive. Ooh, science vessels sticking around and dying here. Killing science vessels, plaguing everything he possibly can. Dark swarming. He's down 30 supply here. But it feels okay, because these engagements are out in the middle of the map. These engagements are not back home. Conversely, though, the Zerg is not bothering the Terran player at all. JYJ has not had a major attack on any of his bases since the Ling Muta attack failed at his natural at like the 10-minute mark. So, yeah, this is definitely a close game in that sense, where no one's really been able to get any kind of an economic advantage here. I mean, yes, there's more workers for the Terran player, but Zerg's fine being at 58 workers. He's expanding left side here, too, so he's getting a 6th. Which might die depending on the pathing of these Marines. Hydralisks with 3-3 upgrades. Bunker not repaired. And 3-3 Marines without medic support. When they're outnumbered by Hydra is not going to do super well. I like this. I mean, this could have been done with like 12 Lings, but sure. Hydra's getting value is nice. You don't see this a whole lot in TVZ. Oh gosh, and okay, the Hydras do have the massive benefit of being able to pick off science vessels on some level. This is a Plague Dark Swarm required immediately scenario. Blah. Quick, focus. Yes, he does get a cancel on that 6th hatch, which is fantastic. Now it's another sick Plague there, and there's a Dark Swarm, and these guys, they're probably not able to leave. Medics, all their energy is getting drained off, and we're just going to wait for that Plague to do its terrible, terrible work, and then kill everything. That'll do. Yeah, 140 to 169 supply. Zerg's down, but Zerg is not in mortal peril at this stage. Its 6th base got canceled, yes, and that totally sucks. But yeah, I guess the choice here is just gonna be Hydras instead of Ultralisks, which, you know, I kind of understand. Especially the number of siege tanks that are out, but the Hydras are weak against those too. Flyer attacks is on the way. I don't know why Hero is planning on using mutas unless, again, trying to pick off science vessels, but they've already been plagued, and the extra attack of the +1 is not going to do a whole lot for you. Ah, yes. Everyone's inside the Dark Swarm. Engage. Ah, some Lings got in there, though. Very nicely done. Really nicely done. Oh, no, you Dark Swarmed your enemy. Where are the... Okay, this is the splash damage. Lurker's sneaking on up in here. I don't think you're in the Dark Swarm, good sir, but it appears you are. Nicely done. Ow. Ow. Casually just get 6 kills. Really well executed there, too. Pull back to the Dark Swarm Hydra is nice. Great pullback there. Great pullback there. All right, here we go. Ling, Lurker. And JYJ just kind of holding the position here. This is great. Oh, a flank attack, though. A little bit late on the timing here, but more stuff comes from the south. So either a Dark Swarm or a Plague up here. Yeah, either one of those is going to be just fine here. Hero recognizes that. Dude, the Science Vessel death count today is a bit intense. Let's just put it that way. That's why they're Sunkens down here at this base, just to buy time. They're not going to be able to hold anything at this stage of the game where it's 3-3 Marines with tanks that have +2 attack. Defiler, whoosh, barbecued to death here. Drones transferring through an active war zone. All 3 of them miraculously make it out, and they do. Ha! Nicely done. 157 to 123 supply. Yeah, so Hero holding here, but it feels tenuous like it always does in TVZs lately. Like, it's very rarely that I feel like a Zerg player is just crushing it in the first 20 minutes of a macro game versus a Terran in 2023, you know? They're kind of defending, holding, and then maybe they'll swing a nice big counterattack like this one and get something done, but it never feels like they are 100% unstoppably on fire, going to win the game now, you know? They're staying alive, which is a big indicator they're going to be fine. But it is tenuous stuff. Radiate on... Gotta snipe your own Hydra. Dude, he is... Okay. That Hydra did a lot of work. Oh, that was a Lurker. Okay. Either way... Oh, nice snipe on a tank there. Adrenalings, crackalackalings, running in with her 3-3 upgrades and trying to tear through these Marines and their power armor. Either way, keeps our guy back home. So JYJ, let's see, could probably expand here if he really felt like it right now. More scans happening, just more kind of out in the middle, trying to see where the Zerg player is because JYJ has been knocked on his butt here a little bit, right? He's been sent back home. The split on the Science Vessels is good, so a Dark Swarm comes up instead. And what do you do when there's a Dark Swarm? You flee! You run from it! Pretty much all you can do, isn't it? Yeah, we see comments complaining about the power of Dark Swarm sometimes, and then we see complaints about how overpowered Terran in general is in this matchup, because of Radiates mostly. And it's how cheap and effective Marines are throughout most of the game. But I say, have you seen Zerglings lately? Oh gosh, all these tanks are dead. Wait, maybe most of the tanks are dead. Most of the tanks are dead. Yeah, knock down, drag them out, kick them in the teeth. That's what this game has been for both players. They've both taken major hits. 176 to 134 supply for JYJ. Feeling all right, if I do dare say so. Ooh. Marines inside the Dark Swarm. Hydra's inside the Dark Swarm. Once again, you don't really have to get out of there, actually, guys. You could have stayed in there for a while. There's no Lings in there with you, but okay. Do it how you want to do it. Dude, Science Vessels! Oh my gosh, how many Science Vessels have died in this game? Like 30? Feels like 30. See this guy. How did he die? Is there a Ling in here? There's a single Zergling in here. Ha ha ha. One Zergling. Doing what he does. So let's see. Yeah, JYJ's just been sitting on 5 bases for a while now. I kind of feel like he needs another base. Here would be good. Here would be good. Either one of those, I think, are just fine options because Zerg player's been expanding. He's the one been taking bases over the last 5 minutes or so. JYJ got up as 5th and was kind of like, okay, feeling all right. And he should feel all right, but the longer the game goes on, the more you're going to need extra bases, so you might as well think ahead. Yeah, I don't know what the point of this is. Oh, it's got 2020 minerals in it. That's right. Which is signifying this map was made in 2020. Nice. What a fun year that was for everyone. All right. Ling, Hydra. My brain really wants to say Ultralisk there, but this is a Ling Hydra play with Defilers. He's really not spending that much money on Scourge because the Plague and the Hydra combination's been good enough against these Science Vessels. But then JYJ's answer has obviously been the Siege Tank, which will deal with Hydras and Lings very well from a distance and even be pretty good in answer to this Dark Swarm. So I would not say this is a incredibly standard TVZ, but man, the back and forth has been good. The problem for JYJ is that he's getting pushed back. His territory is getting squeezed a little bit. He used to be the one setting up armies on this portion of the map, and now he's back here, and he recognizes, I don't want to be back here. I want to be on the left side of the map. I want to be putting pressure on Hero here. And Hero says, nah. Do ya, though? As he wins another engagement here in the middle, at the very least. Yeah, forcing JYJ to concede and pull back. Maybe this isn't going to turn into a massive win for the Zerg player, but maybe it is. He's got a couple Lings and a couple Hydras into this newest base. Oh, here we go. This is that new base that I was hoping that JYJ would take, and now it's under fire, so maybe I was wrong about that. Oh, it's a sick Plague. Wow, it's a lot of... Oh, my gosh. Yeah, if, I kind of feel like, as a Zerg player, if you can murder 30 Science Vessels in a game like this, you probably win the game. I'd really like to know how many Science Vessels have died here, but that is not something they've given to us in the replay interface in StarCraft Remastered. Would have been nice. Probably could have done it. StarCraft 2 has it. Lurkers don't kill tanks incredibly quickly, but I don't know what these Marines are trying to do. They got lost somewhere. But hey, JYJ managing to set up an attack down to the south here where there's not a lot of Zerg presence. Catching a few Hydras out, burning them alive. Oh, the Firebats could not get involved, unfortunately. The Mass Defiler group wanders in, gets irradiated. There's nothing to be inside that Dark Swarm, though, but hey, nice Plague anyway. Nice Plague, boss. Yeah, man. Oh, we're close in overall supply here. Heroes, okay. Science Vessels are dying. That group just got obliterated. See ya later, Metagator. And it's 66 to 51 workers now in favor of the Zerg player. So, economy killing it. Macro hatches playing their part as they always do. A little bit of static defense here, too. And this might be the first Hydra win versus a Terran who's not meching. Because, like, going Hydras against a Terran who's meching is just, like, the worst possible idea ever. Don't do that. I don't know, there's a little bit more viability here as we're seeing here. And yeah, that lifting your command center doesn't do anything when it's Hydras and not Ultras. My gosh. Yeah, the extra little bits of viability here from these Hydras is great. Oh, kills a Science Vessel. The repair kept this command center alive, though, so that was a sick play by JYJ. ASL 15 champion. Coming in, kicking butt, taking names. Taking absolute names. Uh-oh. JYJ is mining out. Top right base. Mined out. Top right natural base. Mined out. He's on one mining base, and our Zerg player is on 1, 2, 3. 3! So that math is not boding well here for JYJ. Plus, he's down in supply now. Like I said, dude, Zerg players are just barely staying alive these days, but if they can stay alive long enough to get up to like 8 bases, then they're going to have a pretty good time. As evidenced by this engagement right here. That was it. That is the final mining source of income for JYJ. I think he's done. Unless this engagement can win, this Marine Medic Siege Tank Science Vessel push can just win. Which I'm not feeling particularly comfortable predicting that sort of thing here. Although, okay, free Defilers. Dark Swarmed himself. Yeah, man. 159 to 127 supply. Terrans are not nearly as comfortable. Nice Plague. Not nearly as comfortable engaging from a position like this where they're down in supply, they're down in workers. Dude, it's 35 SCVs remaining for JYJ. Hero. Think that's it. I just do not see a position where JYJ comes out on top here. This was an insanely good back and forth game. The implementation of Hydra's really worked out. And that's a GG! JYJ taps out and Hero is our winner. In 35 minutes and 16 seconds, Hero is padding his stats a little bit. So we're going to... He hasn't left yet. But he's not killing anything. What is happening? Still not leaving. Okay, cool. Well, we're just going to let him sit here then. But yeah, GG, man. Like I said, it was touch and go for Hero a bit there. But if you never lost a base, you got one canceled, fine. But really the key was this guy, isn't it? The key was that this third base almost died. Potentially could have died. Actually, we need to pause this because the income numbers are getting screwed up too. Could have died, didn't die, and then Hero was able to live from there. I really feel like the number of times I've seen a Zerg player just flat out lose their third base and they win anyway against a Terran is not very high. It is not a big number. So the fact that this stayed alive was absolutely key. And then it's Hydra's added on. Doesn't have to spend gas on Scourge. Doesn't have to spend gas on Ultras. It's Ling, Hydra, Lurker, Defiler. Plague, Dark Swarms up all over the place. Very sick. Very well played as usual. And then the Hydra is really adding an extra flavor here. And getting the value. And he didn't ever try to engage the tanks with the Hydras, at least not all that much. He sent Lings to do that job, or Lurkers with Dark Swarm. Try to keep those Hydras alive for smaller groups of Marines and medics, or, again, picking off those Science Vessels, because I swear 30 Science Vessels died in this game. But yeah, JYJ I just feel like expanding up here earlier when he was on this side of the map. Expanding up here earlier would have allowed him to get another source of income, allowed him to power up a lot more. Maybe he could have taken down one of these expansions for the Zerg player. But instead, he just never did. He mounted a couple decent attacks here over at the 3 o'clock. Kind of sort of got some work done here at the top left too, but not really. And other than that, nothing in the main base. I think drops might have been really good from JYJ now that I'm thinking about it, because there weren't all that many Scourge. Although I guess Hydras would have been foregone in, instead, well, let's see. So making Scourge instead of Hydras. If drops had started coming in from JYJ, I think Hero could have tech switched that pretty easily. But yeah, a drop would have been amazingly good. In the later stages of the game where there are no Scourge flying around, dropping here, this is like, that's 8 Overlords. All the tech structures are right here, just kind of getting a drop. I think would have been pretty good, but that's what these Overlords were for, right? Overlord here, Overlord here, Overlord. Like, he's just got little bits of vision in the areas to prevent stuff like that from happening. So, Hero, I'm telling you, you just can never count him out. I don't care who he's playing. Do not count Hero out. Not that he wins every game, but he always looks really good. 357,000 points from Hero, 321,000 points from our guy, JYJ. We got ourselves a 1,000. There you go. 1,000 Zerg units produced today, including, well, Lings, Hydras, and whatnot. 700 units produced here from the Terran player. The kill-death ratio is not good from JYJ. Even considering it was a lot of Hydras, not as many Lings. Building Grays, 5 to 5, and total spent, 91,000 to 81,000 in about 35 minutes in favor of Hero. So just absolutely fantastic on the display here. I'm actually curious about Hero and his resume. I feel like I should know it better than I do, but I don't. Let's see. He won an ASTL. That's Team League. That doesn't count. So, okay. So ASL's 11 and 12. He took 3rd place. He took 3rd place in Season 5 of ASL, 2nd place in Season 4 of ASL, but he doesn't have an ASL win. Oh, maybe he'll break through one of these days. That would be cool. That'd be really cool to see as a hero fan. Again, he's just been so good for so long, and he just doesn't have an ASL win, which is not a ton of shame. It's hard to do that, obviously. I mean, players like Royal and JYJ got their first ones recently, so they've been around for a very, very long time. Anywho, excellent stuff. Like, truly, truly great game. I don't know if I want to epic tag it, but the Hydra count made it interesting for sure. So I'll interesting tag it, I suppose. All right, good stuff. So that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.